Peace everyone, Unmasked here. Welcome back to the Pastel tutorial. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We are, of course, continuing on our Thomas Kinkade project. The plan for today is to do the vines growing up the side of the house, and then also the lamp posts. There's 6 of them here. So that's the plan, and probably a little bit of the touch up. I did want to mention a couple things that involved the bushes that we had done previous part. But before I get into that, let's just start filling in the ivy here. I'm going to be starting with the 590 color. And as usual, if you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to just do like little circles and fill up the space here. Nothing complex. Hey there, Claire, Diane, Susan, Dottie, Jesse, Alexandru. Good to see all of you. Hope you're doing good. Had a pretty relaxing weekend. Didn't do a whole lot. I did a few paintings, a couple painting projects. Today, the Evolve video will be coming out. It will come out in about 4 hours or so. Is that right? No. Yeah, 4 hours. Yeah, that's right. Three more hours of work. Hopefully it goes by quickly. Glad you're able to pop in to the live stream while you're at work. That's pretty cool. I'm sure that helps a little bit. At least I hope it does get through the work day. Just kind of using this color to get the paper filled in a bit. No new colors, by the way. All the same colors that we've been using. This is going to really give the house a nice finished look. Because with these weird blank areas, it sort of just feels like the house is missing something. And once you get it all filled in, it will look a lot better. Hey there, Cece. 'I was struggling over the weekend to not buy more camera equipment. I've been I've been itching for some camera upgrades, and I was looking at just about everything you could imagine. None of which I actually need. Just when you get when you get into filmography and editing and all that stuff, you're always just looking at that stuff constantly. Companies are always putting out new camera stuff. DJI just put out the 4D camera gimbal combo, and I was salivating over it all weekend. I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. I have absolutely no need I have no need for it at all. It's probably, I haven't even looked at the price. It's probably like $6,000 or something crazy. I have zero purpose at all. It's just a want, you know? Oh, hey there, Shauna. 4 hours of your work shift. Nice. No, I won't be adding any snow. Uh, if I were to make a snow scene, I would need to sort of plan that from the beginning. Not really something that you can just decide to put in. I'd probably have a lot of snow on the roof, and that wouldn't be something that I could do at this stage. I would have had to have planned that out beforehand. Hello, Abdul. Oh, is there a variant of this? I didn't know that. This is one of Thomas Kinkade's most famous pieces. Oh, are you an affiliate of DJI? Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about was getting a gimbal, getting one of those handheld gimbals, and then upgrading my other camera, not my overhead camera, but my DSLR. I've been using a Canon 80D for, oh, I don't even know. It's been 5 years, maybe even longer. I've been using it for a while. Been putting off getting um, the 90D. I almost bought it, but fortunately, I was just in time to convince myself that it was totally unnecessary. One other thing, there is a tree right here that I still do intend to put it there, but it's just going to be right over top of the house. So I ignored it when I was filling in the bricks and everything, but I did not forget about it. So I will be live streaming on Fridays now, just so everyone is aware. I'll be doing oil paintings, and You'll find out more information on it with the upcoming video that comes out in a few hours. So just be on the lookout for that, and I'm pretty excited. I mean, I've over just the past 3 weeks. Um, Yesterday, I just finished up my 13th little painting. I mean, they're not real big. They're only 8 by 10 sizes, but just about 13 of anything art related is pretty significant just to do in a few weeks. Takes up most of my weekends now. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and switch up the colors. I have this overwhelming feeling that I'm going to forget this little tree here. So I'm gonna call on you guys to make sure that I don't miss this tree. If I happen to move on to the lamps after I finish the ivy here, just type in chat that I forgot the tree. This is the 570 color. I'm gonna get some of those bright green highlights. Basically, I'm just gonna do like little circles, trying to get a leaf pattern going. Yeah, last Friday's live stream was very spur of the moment. I didn't plan on doing it until about 10 minutes before I ended up going live. Yeah, the only problem with painting so much, especially in oil, is that I absolutely have to hang it on my wall. You know, it's gonna have to hang there for a couple weeks to dry minimum. And then even after that, you don't really want to stack that kind of stuff. So, sort of a permanent fixture for a little while. When doing this little ivy stuff, don't be afraid to work the color over top of the bricks a little bit. You know, create some variation, make it look like this plant is actually overgrown on the building. So you can use this green to kind of put leaves and little things over top of the bricks. And that will help make it look more like it's part of the building and not sort of artificially placed on top. Integrate it into the bricks a little bit. Help give the edge some nice variation. I mean, you don't have to be real precise with any of this. You can scribble a lot. You have a whole bunch of freedom. This even comes up onto the roof a little bit, so to cover the layers that you have on the roof, you just gotta apply a little bit of pressure to kind of scrape off the layers beneath. Oh, hey there, Sneaks. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Pramana. Appreciate it. Alrighty, and now I want to add a little bit of darker color into that. So I'm going to use the 760. I'm not going to use a lot of this because it is quite dark, but just to give some depth to some of the more dense areas of the ivy, the vines, or whatever this is. So I'm just going to scribble this in a little bit. Just in a few spots. And now I'm going to take my paper blender. I'm just going to soften everything. Just give it a little bit of a blend. And one of the things that I wanted to mention about the bushes up here, and I still actually have to do it myself because not only did I not mention it, but I also didn't do it. Um, Around the edge where we both stopped the bush and in put in the house stuff like the windows and the bricks and everything, uh, usually there'll be a little gap there, tiny little gap. I don't know if you can see it right here. There's a little bit of like a glowing white edge, sort of that halo effect around all of the bushes over here as well. And so you'll want to take your paper blender and just mush the bushes into the house wherever you go. Just work right around there and get rid of that halo effect. Just sort of fade that gap between the bushes and the house. And it doesn't really matter whether you push the bush into the color of the house or you push the house into the bush. Either way, you just want to get rid of that halo effect. I doubt anybody is doing this project larger than what I am doing it. So the detail is going to be quite small. And so that little fade from the bush into the house is just going to look natural, especially at like smaller scales, which most of you I assume are working at. Yes, I am indeed recording. Thanks for the friendly reminder, though. Sometimes I do forget, but I've been pretty consistent with it. Now that I'm going to be painting on Fridays, am I still going to be doing the live critiques? I will still do live critiques, but I don't think I'm going to do them as often because I've noticed that as I've done them, the amount of entries that I get consistently has been decreasing. And I don't think it's necessarily because people don't want their artwork critiqued by me. In fact, I'd say overwhelmingly people have been pretty positive about or pretty receptive of uh, my critiques and sort of direction. But I think what it really is that people just don't have the time to produce as much artwork. And so, I mean, even myself, as often as I am producing artwork, it still takes time to do these projects, which I know a lot of people that want the critiques, they submit the art club projects. And we have yet to finish an art club project because we have the colored pencil project going on like the fourth week. This is like on the fifth week, or no, this is the sixth week of this project. So I think I'm probably going to put it off for the next couple months. Maybe start the critiques back up on in the new year. Give people some time to produce some work, and then I'll do another critique. Because I think last time I had like 8 people. Um, had like 8 people submit projects, and so I want to just keep it a little bit. I'd like to have a little bit more projects than that. What size canvas do I recommend for tutorials? The size that I work on is the 30 by 40, but the 18 by 24 I think is really good if you're just learning, because it won't take you as long. Even if you do these projects smaller, a majority of people following along are going to take twice as long as I do. I'm pretty quick with the projects. And even as quick as I am, it still takes a lot of time. How can you submit for the live critique? Join the Facebook group. The link is in the description, and then you'll see me post when I'm going to do it. I post it like the Monday before I intend on doing it, but I may change that up if I since I'm going to take a couple months off from doing it. I'll probably do it. I won't be able to do it the first Friday of January because I won't even be in town. So I'll probably do it the first February or the first Friday of February. That's probably what I'll be aiming for. Okie dokie. Let's add some sticks. So I'm going to use the 620, and I'm going to do some of these little sticks coming through here. And this color is a little light, so I'll probably end up going over it with another color. But at the very least, I can get some of these little vine sticks. And again, you'll want to push towards the tip like I'm doing. Give the pencil a gentle spin as you go, and you're going to get nice, clean, thin lines. And it'll be pretty much regardless of how sharp your pencil is. You can get these kind of clean lines just by pushing the pencil instead of dragging it. And then, of course, you want to practice your pencil spin. The other thing that you can do, besides joining the Facebook group, I know a lot of people are transitioning off of Facebook, and some people don't have it anymore. You can join the Discord. You can join the private Discord. I do not think that I have a invite link to in the description. So Diane, if you know how to grab an invite link, you can post that in the chat. The default link is like when you're in the server, it's on the top left. It will say like invite or something. The default link is limited to 7 days. That link is fine. You don't have to worry about like the time limit. Oh, the size for my oil paintings. I'm going to be working on 8 by 10 pieces of canvas paper for the foreseeable future. I actually I have 7 more paintings left to go before I start with proportional drawing. All right, now I'm going to put in that tree. I'm going to start with this same color here. Same technique, pushing, spinning. I'm going to widen up the base a little bit. And then I'll just add some little branches. Oh, hey there, Sergio. Thank you, Diane. Alrighty, now I'm going to use the 760 to add some of those darker tones to these little twigs and branches that I created. Just a light pass. I don't need to darken anything too much, so I'd say in some cases it might not even be necessary, but it would feel wrong not to mention doing this, and then also not doing it. All right, now to add some leaves to that little tree there. So I'm going to jump back to the 590 and I'll just throw on some little dashed lines and tiny circles. There's not a lot of this darker green, sort of a lighter green of the leaves, but have some of this dark green in there will just create a nice base. And the leaves are pretty sparse. It's not a whole bunch of leaves going on here, so scribble a little bit on there. Now I'm going to switch to the 570. Do the same thing. I really am scribbling. And then it has pink, sort of light pink flowers. So I think I'll just grab one of the light pinks that we have, which is the 681. I don't know how well this is even going to show up, but I want to add some of those pink flowers. Because of how much pastel's already on the paper, you may just need to like kind of rub in one little area to kind of get the pink to show up a little bit. But even this will be kind of tough to see, but they will be there. And if you look closely, you can see them. Maybe not when I'm zoomed out like this. You could change the color of the flower as well if you wanted to make it a little bit brighter. There, now we got that little tree. I don't think I need that pink anymore, so I'll just put that away. Now, this ivy over here has blue flowers for whatever reasons. I'm going to use the 435. Same thing. Just going to start putting in some little blue dots. I'll just work my way up. I'd say the hard part for most people when doing this is avoiding sort of a repetitive pattern. So you want to create like a bundle of flowers that are kind of close together and then spread a few out. Just try to make them look as natural as you can. I mean, if you're working smaller than me, uh, I don't know how visible they'll even be. But hopefully you can see the bluish color in there. Oh, that's very cool, Alexandra. Did you see my video on transferring line art? Or do you already know how to do transfers and whatnot? Okay, Diane. No rush. Drive carefully. Anybody got any questions? Wanted to make sure that anybody's following along or may intend on following along. If there's anything that I do that you're uncertain of, by all means, ask away. Or just ask me about anything. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to switch over to these ones, which has a nice bright reddish pink. I'm going to use a 335 color. Same deal, just flowers put in. And these ones, since this color is laying on top of so many other layers of pigment, it tends to be a bit darker. So you can take that light pink that we just used for the flowers on the tree and go over top of it to lighten the flowers a bit, make them a bit lighter pink. Oh, hey there, Chrissy. Good to see you. And David. Oh, what are you drawing, David? What's everyone else working on? Anybody else drawing while they're watching? If so, let everybody know what you're drawing or working on. So I'm going to take the 681 pink and I'm just going to go right over top of the pink. Lighten it up just a little bit. Hi there, Nitin. An illustration for a poem. That sounds cool. Oh, I'm glad you're able to make it as well. Dream Foam. It's an interesting name. Glad you're able to make it. Okie dokie. I think that looks pretty good. Three's done. All the vines are done. Yep, not too bad. I think I wanted to add just a little bit more foliage, so I'm going to grab the 590. Just down here, it sort of feels weird that the ivy just stops right at the edge of this tree. Of course, it doesn't in the original, so got to add a little bit more to the corner right here. That look a little bit more natural. There we go. That's better. Oh, that's fun, Chrissy. I know that you're on vacation or something that kind. I know you're traveling, so you must have made it home. That's cool. Okay, Kriti, I will do my best to remember. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, before I forget, remember I was talking about that little halo effect between the bushes and the house. So I already did these ones, so I'm just going to jump over here and sort of soften the top edge of the bushes, get those colors into the house, get rid of the halo. This side doesn't seem as bad. It's pretty bad right there, but over here it's not too bad. You know. Now it's time for the lampposts. And had okay. I was looking at the lamppost before I started streaming and I was thinking of what I was going to do to get that color because they sort of have a bluish gray and I don't have that color. I don't have a color like that. So I was thinking of how I could reuse the colors that I've already used up to this point. And so the idea that I have is to use the 760, which is significantly darker than the lamppost, and then use the 435 on top to give it that blue color and then also lighten this otherwise very dark gray. So I'm going to use the 760 first, and I'm going to make the lampposts really dark. And then, of course, I will avoid the parts where the light is actually emitting from. Oh, hey there, Barbara. Should have probably closed in a little bit more on the shapes of these lamps to lessen the little bit of halo effect that I got around them. But it's not too bad. Pretty much the same technique as the bushes and the house. Sort of just take the blender and sort of inch your way up to the lamp post. You can also make the lamppost a little bit thicker if you need to. Oh, thank you so much, Chrissy, for the super chat. You're always the super chatter. I think since you have the highest bid right now on this project, Chrissy, is I'll go ahead and send this to you after I'm done with it. Unless somebody else wants to bid higher than Chrissy. The bidding will end at the end of the live stream. So if Chrissy's the last one to place a bid, I will send her this project as soon as I'm done with it. Now these ones here, they're just little lamps that are on the bridge. Just same thing. They have a slightly different color, but I'm not really concerned about that subtle difference. The lamps on the bridge are just a tiny bit more green. Sure thing, Chrissy. Okie dokie. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get a drink of water. Oh, thank you, CC, for the super chat. But Chrissy is still the top bid. So, all right. Before I start putting in the light for the lamps, I'm going to go ahead and use the blender to get around the edges of these lamp posts. Help get rid of that halo effect a little bit. Is the blender sharpenable? It is, but not in a pencil sharpener. Just use sandpaper. That's how I sharpen it. I sharpen mine. It's also how I clean it. I just use a show you really quick. So one of these here, you can usually get these for a pack of these for really cheap, and they're just little sheets of sandpaper, and just simple as, well, I just dropped the blender, but you just, it's sandpaper. Use it like sandpaper. Guess the demonstration is totally unnecessary. Okie dokie, time for the light. So time to grab the yellow. This is a 695 yellow. Now once you fill in the little shape here, very, very gently, you can add a glow around the lamp. This lamp over here is probably a bad example, but you can extend the light out from the shape a little bit. Create a little bit of a glow. Just use a real light pressure. Yeah, if you try to put those little blenders in a pencil sharpener, it's just going to jam everything up. They're just not, they're just too flexible. As soon as the blades touch them, it's just going to feel like you stuck a piece of plastic in there. It's just going to turn into a mess. And then last but not least, a little bit of the 620. Same thing that we did in the windows. Sort of just use this around the outer edge to give it that orange look. This would be like the glare on the glass. And then some white, of course, make the lights really glow. Just put a little bit of white right in the center. Okie dokie. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. So there's the finished house. Lamppost. Oh wait, no, the lampposts aren't done. I almost forgot. They're not this dark. I forgot to put the blue on them. Anyways, I'm gonna finish putting the blue on them. I'm just gonna lightly add this color. Probably won't see much difference between them. I kind of like them dark like this. Kind of like them a little dark. Just putting a light layer of this blue. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, of course. I will continue working on this project. And the plan for tomorrow is to do the bricks and the bridge and really just get that all filled in. It's going to take a while to fill in all of the bricks down here, but that is going to be the plan for tomorrow. And goodness, before too long, we'll be wrapping this project up. Anyways, yeah, Diane, you made it back just in time for me to say bye. Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow at the same time doing the same project. So hopefully I will see you then. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care. Peace.